This is the fantastic E-Flite Valiant. I mean, the first time I saw this, I wasn't really too impressed, and when I bought this one, I thought that the foam and the build on this hard airplane was a little bit simple. I mean, you put this one together more or less the same way you do like the Hobson Carbon Cub S2. So it's a little bit of a squeaky foam and I mean a little bit of a cheap parts on this RC airplane. But when it comes to how this one flies, it just flies great. So let's go outside then and watch the flight on this Valiant. There's some wind today. Really nice morning. I like to push this Valiant. Without a doubt, it's one of the most stress-filled and fun planes I do own. I really like to fly my RC airplane sporty most of the time, and this is not, or as I believe it, this is not a scale replica of an RC airplane or a real plane then. So you have like no reference how you are supposed to fly this Valiant. Then you can just do whatever you please and it will look good. It's a little bit like flying kind of an ugly stick in some ways. You can just hover facing the wind also. Even though it's quite strong wind, I mean it's just no worries. I think this plane handles wind just great. Most often I may be just doing more inverted flying than in the normal direction just because it's just so fun. And even if you push this one more or less like 80-90% most of the time, I think you have a really good fly time then on A3S 2200 milliamp. I wouldn't really bother trying to do 4S on this RC airplane. I haven't really checked if the speed controller can take it, but as I like to push this plane, I'd rather just stay safe with the stock prop and the recommended 3S battery. So usually I set a timer for 5 minutes. I think you can easily fly this one for at least 8 minutes if you just take it a little bit easy. Now I'm pushing this one, and also when I'm pushing it in the wind, it does draw more power from the battery. We can even snap roll this. It's not the cleanest snap roll, but still you can just tumble around also with power. I know that I've featured this plane many times, and I certainly just share more flights, because this is just one of those great planes you really cannot look past. It's just, I mean, focus is most often just on the latest and greatest, but I think that this one will just outlast many other, at the moment, cool-looking RC airplanes. Just a fantastic flying and fun one. As you saw, I mean, I have these modified wheels then, so these are Dave Brown wheels. They are really super soft, so I can highly recommend these wheels. Although, I mean, these works just fine on this RC airplane. This plane does have a little bit of a tendency just to nose over, so you have to be careful with the throttle. So then I think it's actually better to have like larger wheels, like the turbo timber wheels I've just tried on this RC airplane. And I will surely just go back to the turbo timber wheels in the future. Because I mean, I just think that they overall makes for a better ground handling on this RC airplane. I mean, the only negative then, you have like this bottom hatch for the battery, which is a really bummer, because then you have to flip it upside down. So I wish that they would somehow just update this one, because it's just a fantastic and fun flying RC airplane, and something, I mean, I think that regardless how I progress in RC flying, this one is just a keeper.